Hey Tom, it seems like you've been juggling quite a bit lately. How do you balance work and relaxation?
Great question, Emma. Honestly, I've learned to set clear boundaries. For example, last Saturday, I decided to sleep in because I was just so drained from the week.
That makes sense. Rest is so important. For me, I try to recharge by going for a walk in the park. Last weekend, I woke up early to enjoy the sunshine and fresh air.
That sounds amazing. I think we all have our ways to decompress. But, you know, the challenge is when even weekends feel packed. Some argue that working on weekends can be productive, but I believe downtime is essential for mental health.
So, Tom, you mentioned you're working on a new project, writing children's stories, right? That sounds so fulfilling.
It really is, Emma. Writing for kids is special because it combines creativity and simplicity. I try to weave in imaginative elements, like magical forests, to captivate young minds.
I love that, but isn't it hard to keep things simple without dumbing them down? I've read that children's literature often requires more creativity than adult genres.
Absolutely. There's a fine line to walk. Some might say it's just kid stuff, but it's actually a lot of work. I find that testing stories with real kids helps refine them. And, who knows, maybe these stories will spark lifelong passions for some readers.
Switching gears, Emma, you mentioned your teaching is going well. What's been the most rewarding part lately?
It's been seeing beginners pick up skills so quickly. For instance, one of my new students recently mastered a tricky grammar point in just 2 weeks. It's moments like that which make the hard work worth it.
That's wonderful, but teaching beginners can also be frustrating, right? Some people argue that it requires endless patience. How do you tackle those challenges?
Oh, definitely. There are days when progress feels slow, but I remind myself that every small step counts. Plus, seeing my students grow keeps me motivated. Looking ahead, I'm experimenting with gamified lessons to make learning even more engaging.
Emma, you mentioned watching a beautiful animated movie last weekend. Was it by Studio Ghibli? Their films are just breathtaking.
Yes, it was. Studio Ghibli's storytelling and artistry are unmatched. The magical forest in the movie reminded me of how nature can inspire creativity.
I completely agree. I think their films resonate so deeply because they blend whimsy with real-life emotions. But what do you say to those who think animation is just for kids?
Haha, I hear that all the time. I always tell them to give it a chance. Animation can be powerful storytelling for all ages. In fact, I'm thinking of drawing inspiration from such films for my own creative projects. Who knows where it'll lead?